Grand Rising Soul Tribe, Tracy here with Sweet Spot e-magazine. Thank you so very much for the likes, shares, views, subscribes, comments, the generous donations, super thanks, super chats, hypes, everything. I appreciate it all. Let's ring this bell this morning. Let's clear out the energy, and then we'll see what the message that what Spirit has for us this Friday. Someone is so, I guess, envious, I guess, jealous, I guess. Hey, J Mike. Someone is like such a dark energy. I feel like during the pre shuffle, like somebody tried to hire someone else to take you out. But, it's almost like somebody's angel came and saved the day. Hi, O.I. May. Hey, Ayana. Bottom of the deck, the Knight of Cups. This is somebody who talks a good game. This is somebody who tries to make friends easily, makes people feel comfortable. This is somebody that, maybe you had to defend yourself against, but you didn't know. Because this person, you saw the truth about them. You saw the truth that they were trying to ruin your life. This is somebody that was trying to unalive the Empress. But it failed. Thank God it failed. Somebody tried to have some type of control over you, like they wanted to have dominion over your life, like they wanted to have your life. But it was somebody that, it's like this person wasn't willing to put in the work themselves. Instead of them trying to have your life, they could have put in the work to have their own life. Hey, LP. This person is someone who, is like that grandmotherly type. And just because someone is a grandmother doesn't mean that they can't do somebody wrong. This is that same grandmotherly type that can't stop watching you, can't get over you. And so somebody decided that they was going to come up with this big plan, this big idea, this scheme. They wanted to overpower you. So they tried to find somebody to work for them. This person that they tried to have work for them was somebody that they were in a relationship with. It's like they didn't want to go out looking for somebody. They wanted to use somebody that was already in their life. This is somebody that they felt that, they could give them some money, give them some change. And this person, like I said, would do it. This is somebody who, like I said, they looked at this person as having the resources. Like somebody that felt like they were due something. Like they, oh, it's my right. That type of do something. But things didn't go as planned. I feel like judgment was called and the law got involved. Judgment was called because there was a legal decision that was made. Yeah, somebody It's like somebody, had spoke about, what the game plan was. Somebody, they chickened out and they said, okay, well, like somebody went to the police. They went to the police and they said, this is what the game plan is. I feel like you felt this. Somebody, like, you knew there was something that somebody was going to try and do. This is something that they have been thinking about doing for a long time. This is something that they wasn't going to give up on. Like, I feel like it was something that they tried before, but this time they wanted it to work. This time they wanted to have that victory. And this is somebody in your family. This is somebody in your family that was going to try and take you out or have you taken out. They tried to paint this whole scenario. Hold on. Go. Sorry about that, y'all. It's like they tried to paint this whole scenario of how you were. But it's like the wheel of fortune started turning in your favor because people were looking at you and they noticed that's not actually how you are. Like I said, this is somebody who has been cruel to you for a long time. And they were trying to get somebody else just to do you so wrong, like this nefarious scheme. But it didn't work. I feel like somebody, they were a snake. They worked to break your heart. They worked to really take you out, but somebody couldn't do it at the last minute. They could not pull this off. They wanted like no parts of it. And like I said, somebody came to your defense. And not only did they come to your defense, they started pointing the finger. They started telling what the hell was going on because somebody said, I'm not that type of person. I'm not just going to follow blindly what someone else wants me to do because they want to cause some type of strife in someone's life because they know that what goes around is about to come right back around. So this dark plan, what somebody couldn't see, this hidden enemy, what somebody didn't know about that was happening underneath the moon, just to end your happiness, someone else spoke about it. They had hired a hitman. Somebody was supposed to have been a hitman, and they were supposed to, be this cheaply paid hitman. Somebody that this jealous woman already knew. But they couldn't do it. They couldn't get close enough to you. They couldn't get close enough to you because you stand alone. It would have been really, really obvious if this person was around you, if this person had got close enough. Like maybe you live in a high-rise building and and you're never really by your windows, or you keep your curtains or your blinds tweaked so nobody can really see what you're doing. So it's not like they can get a clear view of you. Or if they did, it would have been really obvious. What were you doing over here? And no matter what this person tried to do, they tried to come up with some type of plan. They tried to say, well, I was just doing this, I was just doing that to try and dress up the situation. It was not going to work. It was always going to end in defeat. Whatever plan this was, it blew up in somebody's face. Somebody said, I'm not that type of person. I can't do that. And they let it go. Especially trying to come over, take over you. Looking like a whole kindergarten teacher, all because somebody wanted to have some power over you. All because you know what? You're speaking your truth. And you speaking your truth is making this other person look real, real bad. People are disappointed in this person, how they tried to keep you stuck. How they tried how they tried to interfere in your life. People are like shunning this person, how they tried to interfere in your life and keep you like they wanted you to be a beggar on the street. Somebody, the person who was going to be paying the money man. I feel like this person took this, decided that they was going to go in a different direction. Because they knew that, this idea, this plan, this sneak attack was not going to work. They knew that the universe was watching them. Hey, straight cheese. And I'm sorry I didn't say hello to you yesterday. I didn't see the comment until after the live ended. But they knew that the universe, what goes around comes back around, and someone didn't want to be caught. Someone didn't want to be stuck in that cycle. They know that, you know what, you have been working on you being happy for a long time. And someone is finally seeing you happy. They're seeing you reach heights that you hadn't reached before. They're seeing you do the damn thing. They're watching you be a whole rock star out here in these spiritual streets. And they're worried. They're worried about the relationship with you. They're worried about, a relationship with you. They're worried because they know that you are an earth angel. And they also know that this matriarch tried so hard to do you wrong, but this matriarch now wants some type of truth. Because you know what? They're watching this woman. They're watching this woman's health go down, finances go down, everything about this person, they're watching it go down. And what they thought was pleasure at one time is now bringing pain. They know that this person, did some raunchy shit behind your back, but it was that raunchy shit that's now bringing this person all types of pain. They know that there's nothing that they can do to stop you. Your wealth is on the rise. You are going to be they feel like you are going to be like the first millionaire, the first billionaire in your family because of this idea that you have about this business. And people are starting to invest in your business. They're investing in you. And like I said, the law got involved. Someone told. They told about this magician, about this plan, about who was supposed to be doing what, and someone is being held accountable. Everything that was supposed to happen, it changed. Someone changed their mind and they walked away. Because you know what? They knew that you were speaking the truth. They knew that everything that you said was the truth. And at first, they seemed like they were so confused. But They decided, and they weren't sure. They weren't sure, but then they decided that it was time for them to go in, like I said, in a whole new direction, because they felt like the police would be looking at them, asking them questions. Like, okay, so you traveled there, we found your fingerprints and this and that and the other and this, that, and so it's almost like this person, they couldn't get their shit together because the lie was not going to be good. People already knew how you felt because you wasn't holding back. You wasn't being quiet about that shit. You was speaking out about how you felt about everyone that was involved. Everybody knows. Everybody's been talking about it. But everybody. Okay, we back. Thank you, J. Mike. Hey, Faith. Hey, Beatrice. How are you? Hey, Baby Yoda. And so that plan that people had to take you out, it's not going to work. What's the message, Spirit? Yeah. Somebody tried to, paint the picture like, oh, this is what's really going on. But like I said, judgment has been called. I feel like the Spirit has stepped into the mix. Spirit said, oh no, y'all ain't about to do all that. Y'all thinking that you're doing a lot, but you're doing too damn much. What's the message, Spirit? Exactly. Touch not my anointed, do my prophets no harm. It is written, is the truth. Yeah. See, somebody didn't want you to be the rock star. They didn't want people to look up to you, to look out for you, to think that you was all of that. But you know what? They can't help it. People see you for who you are. People know that you are an earth angel. People started believing in earth angels when you started showing up, showing out, showing who you are, and then talking about it. And people started doing research and said, damn, you know what? These qualities that collective exhibits, yes, this is an earth angel. People love you. And they want you to be successful. Not only that, but they're seeing that you have your own company. People want you to do good, but somebody else didn't want that. They wanted to see if they could stall, if they could stop you, if they could get in your way, if they could tear you down. Hell no, go sit your ass down somewhere. Like I said, somebody thought that the wheel of fortune was going to turn in their favor, but they don't realize the day that they tried to cut you out, the day that they tried to hurt you, the day that they wanted to have some type of pleasure over you having some type of pain is the same day that the wheel of fortune stopped turning in their favor. The energy that they put out is what they getting back. It ain't no other way. No other way. What they putting out is exactly what they're getting back. That negativity, and somebody tried to unalive you, they know that their lifespan is going to be short. Yeah, somebody told about this whole plan. Hey, Red Violet, they spoke to the police about this entire plan. They said, no, I'm not trying to be a part of that. Because you know what? Their intuition started talking to them. They realized that they needed to go ahead and accept that they have a spiritual self to them, that they are a high priestess or a high priest themselves. And it's almost like this is something that they received from, if you are like their parent or something like that, this is something that runs in the family. This is something that they have been trying to deny, but they can't deny it any longer. They had to protect themselves against this person who was trying to overpower you. They can't deny it any longer. They can only accept it for what it is. They had to realize this was not a curse, this was a gift. And if they don't want this gift, then you know what? They're cutting themselves short. They're going to receive everything that they put out. Somebody had to start. They had to look at themselves like, what the hell am I thinking? What the hell would I be doing? Trying to hurt somebody else who never hurt me. Because somebody didn't give a shit about them because they was asking them to go way too far, because this jealous individual, this jealous bitch was so fucking jealous. She didn't give a shit who she hurt. And somebody had to finally wake up to that. Wait, I'm being asked to do this nefarious shit, and it's not like this person care about me, because if they cared about me, they would, number one, if they was as innocent as they want to act like they are, number one, they wouldn't want this shit to happen. And number two, they wouldn't ask me to do this shit. Hey, Patrick. Good morning. So somebody had to wake up. Like, what are you doing? And it could have been that they had a dream, that God visited them or an angel visited them and asked them, what are you doing? Do you understand what you're about to do? Do you understand the trouble you're about to get yourself into? Do you understand what somebody is trying to cook up? They had to realize and show them that, you know what, everything that you think that you're working towards, that shit is not going to fucking work. You thinking that you getting ready to do some damn shit, you are. But all you getting ready to do is go to prison for life. Hey, Goddess Savage 25. Grand rising to you too. Yeah, I feel like somebody went undercover. They went undercover. They made an anonymous call. Because they made this judgment call on what somebody wanted them to do. Somebody wanted them to be the hitman. All because somebody didn't like it that you were so successful, that you was independent, that you was speaking the truth, that you was gaining victory over somebody who didn't want you to ever have victory. They got on the phone and they said, "Is this the police? I need to tell you about this." What's the message, Spirit? What is the message? Thank you. Yeah. And the person that they had to tell on was somebody who was not the Empress, but yet she was so fucking jealous. She wanted to be the Empress. She was so fucking jealous that everybody loves you because of your heart. Everybody adores you. They see that you are a gift. They see that you have the gift. And somebody wanted to take that out. They wanted to purposely cause you strife. The police came and picked this person up because they found out about these secrets, about how somebody was going to try and take you down. And like I said, Spirit made sure that this plan did not work. Yes, somebody dropped a dime on this grandmotherly type, and they checked her computer and they saw how this person was all up in your motherfucking business. Hey, Juan, how are you? What's the message, Spirit? Hey, Angelique, how are you, sweetie? Angelique Chronicles, how are you? Enjoy your day as well. What's the message, Spirit? Hi, Queen the Empress, how are you? Yeah, I'm sorry, sweetie. What's the message? Anything else from this deck? Hi, Goldaline Smith, how are you? Anything else from this deck? Thank you. Yeah. You could be a Gemini and you by yourself, or something about this relationship. You decided to remain single. You decided to do you, because you knew what somebody was after. Somebody was just after your money. That was it. And they didn't care who they hurt. Like I said, somebody was trying to get somebody else to act as the pew pew man. They didn't care who they hurt. They didn't care whose life they fucked up. But see, things are coming right back around. People are talking about this. These messages are getting out. And how somebody said they don't want no parts of this smoke. They don't want this smoke. They're talking about how somebody was trying to mess up your entire life. All because you spoke the truth. All because you spoke the truth. That's why you knew that you needed to separate yourself from that relationship and not be a part of it. All because you saw what was going on. You felt it and you spoke the truth. Somebody's looking into this. Somebody is really looking into this. And you know what they're finding out? The more they're finding out a lot of information, and it's making them sad. It's making them sad that somebody wanted them to be the hitman, knowing that this shit was going to blow up in their face. This is why somebody had to take a time out and think about everything that they was being asked to do and how somebody did not give a shit about them. This is why they decided to change. This is why they had questions that somebody couldn't answer. And they were sitting there thinking, why would I do this when somebody never did anything to me? You always had that loving heart. You always gave to that person. God, you was God's gift to this person, but this person couldn't see it because they were so busy looking down. Hi, Candy, honey. How are you? Everybody is looking and they're reading about what somebody was working on. Everybody's reading about something that was going on in the dark, how somebody was your hidden enemy, and how somebody planned this, how they worked on this, how they tried to get other people to come in on this. But yeah, like I said, somebody had to change a heart. They had to change a heart. They had to change a plan because they realized that, you know what? They was also receiving these spiritual gifts. So they knew that if you was taken down because of your spiritual gifts, Who's to say they weren't going to be next? Who's to say they weren't going to be next? Because then the hit was going to be on them next. Somebody was going to give that order, talk about what needed, and then they was going to be attacked. Like I said, somebody finally used their intuition. They finally connected, and this is how they ended up saving not just themselves but you as well. This is why this person they decided that they was going to gain victory over this situation, because they was looking at what they was investing in, and they finally saw the truth. And the truth was, somebody wanted to take you down. They didn't give a shit about anybody except for them. That's why they knew they couldn't go through with this. They could not go through with this. Not at all. Not at all. They backed out, and then they was worrying about what to do. They was worrying about what to do. All because somebody didn't want you to be happy. And they wanted somebody to come close to you so that they could attack you, so that they could hurt you. You know, this is somebody that was supposed to have been taking care of you, and not in the nice way. But thank goodness that you remained by yourself, that you stayed far away from these people, because had you been close to these people, they would have had the perfect opportunity. This would have been the perfect opportunity for them to take you down. And that would have given somebody the opportunity to say, see, I am the Empress. And then to spread all this fake love and shit. But they knew that that wasn't the truth. It was never going to work. Hey, Vutamu, how are you? My pleasure. It was never going to work. And somebody was waiting for this person to pay them. You know, somebody was waiting for the money man to come up with the money. But the money man decided, no, I'm not doing this. I'm going away from this because I don't want to get locked up in jail. The money man said, I'm not gonna fund somebody else's nefarious idea. I'm not gonna fund that. And that's whenever they decided that they needed to protect themselves. They was gonna fight against that. And because they said, you know what, karma is real. They didn't want to get, trapped in this whole situation, this whole scenario. That's whenever somebody started, like I said, these messages went out about what they was going to try to do to you. And they thought somebody was going to be a fool and do it. Somebody's going to be coming they're going to be coming towards you. They're going to be talking to you. They're going to tell you the truth. They're going to let you know what was going on and how and they're going to tell you just to keep that secret to yourself about how somebody tried to come up against you, how they was just so jealous of you. And how somebody paid somebody else because out of jealousy. Out of jealousy. Like I said, this was somebody in your family. But the police are picking somebody up. They are picking this mother figure up. Yeah. And ain't nobody going to try and get this person out of jail. This person is out in the cold because of what they was planning or what they was trying to do. Yep. Somebody, they tipped somebody off. They tipped somebody off. They talked about, how it was, about this pew pew man. because somebody thought that they was going to get away with it. They was like, yeah, I'm going to get away with this. They tipped somebody off. Like I said, somebody's ancestors came and talked to them. These angels came and spoke when somebody was asleep. And that's all they can think about. That's what they remember. How they were visited at night by angels asking them, what the fuck are you doing? Who the fuck you think you are? Because everybody loves this star. Everybody celebrates this star. They let them know the police will catch you. This angel let this person know, I'm going to tell the police exactly your location. So no matter where you run, no matter where you try to hide, no matter how far you go, they're going to find you. Yeah, you can't protect yourself against this, especially if you accepted some money. Especially if somebody was trying to give you some money to do this. Everybody's going to see. Everybody's going to know. Everything is out in the open. That's when someone decided that they were not that strong, that they didn't want to be that courageous. That's when they let all this shit go. That's whenever they spoke about what was supposed to have happened. And this has been something that had been planned for a while now. What's the message? Hey, Reborn Again Dynasty. How are you, sweetie? What's the message? Thank you. Yeah. This King of Cups could be a Cancer, could be a Pisces. This King of Cups was being seen as a hidden enemy. This is the one that they thought that they could tell to go do something, and they would plan on doing it. Somebody thought that they had some type of power over this family until the police came and picked this woman up. Yeah. This woman is going in front of the judge. And now somebody wants they feel like their heart is broken and they want somebody to have pity on them. They trying to figure out how they can get out of this shit. How they can turn it, and what they can say. That, because they feel like, oh, well, they embarrassed because they feel like, oh, nobody's gonna believe me. Everybody, they should be looking at me like I'm that sweet little out. But no, well, no matter what the fuck they say, everybody's gonna be like, drop the cap, bitch. Ain't nobody listening to that shit no fucking more. Ain't nobody listening to that shit. People are trying to distance themselves away from this person, especially since they know exactly what they was investing their time and their money in. Only to find out that this shit that shit worked well against them. Like I said, somebody went and dropped a dime on this motherfucker. They was like, oh, hold up. I don't want no parts of this shit. They was like, is this 911 or what? I need to do this. I need to call the police. Somebody, and they was nervous calling the police. They was nervous because they had their hand in it. But at the same time, in the end, they decided I can't go through with this. In the end, they decided I cannot go through with this. So let me call somebody. Let me send out let me send the word and talk about, yes, somebody tried to control me, but I couldn't do it, and I feel bad about it and this, that, and the other. What's the message, Spirit? Anything else? Yeah, somebody is being seen as this witch, this jealous, insecure, all because somebody wanted your spot, all because somebody wanted to be you. They wanted to look like you. Hey, Bobby Dale, how are you, sweetie? All because somebody wanted to be you as opposed to being themselves. Hey, we have 122 in the chat, but 58 likes. Could I please get some more likes? I appreciate it. Somebody, and they feel so bad. You know, whenever you didn't even do anything, but you planned to do some shit. But then God was trying to tell you something. You know, somebody had that spiritual awakening. Somebody, they felt that conviction of spirit. They felt judged just by them planning to do some shit. Yeah, they did. You know, like I said, they didn't even get it done, but they were sitting here thinking about your heart and what they were supposed to do. Somebody feels they have that conviction of spirit, and they sitting here looking at this, thinking about this whole thing now of what somebody was trying to get them to do. What's the message, spirit? Anything else? We got 3 minutes. What's the message, spirit? Anything else? Thank you. Yep. Somebody told this whole plan. They spoke this whole plan, and the police got involved and found out this whole entire plan about what somebody else was trying to do, what somebody else was trying to cook up, what they was trying to get popping. The police got involved. And like I said, they're going to be coming to you. They're coming to you and they're going to be talking to you. They want to let you know exactly what they was being asked to not share with you and how they were supposed to have done you. You know, and like this was like somebody thought this was going to work because you care for this person. But if somebody finally got some courage to go away, to not do it, to leave in peace. Somebody finally got some courage because they didn't want this smoke. They didn't want to go be locked up for unaliving you, for betraying you like that. All because somebody was trying to give them some money whenever they gave Judas money, right? But what you give is so much more precious than money. You give somebody love. You make people feel good. Like I said, they didn't like you because they see you as a rising star, as the victorious one, as the one who made it out of that crazy ass family. One more. What else? One more card. Then I got to get off here and go to work. It's Friday, y'all. What's the message, spirit? Anything else? Anything else? Yeah, telling you, somebody was visited by a whole angel. Hey, create. By a whole angel. This angel had told this person, you know, that they have this gift. They have this gift. And for them to go against you was going to change their entire destiny. And were they willing to take that chance? Because they said they would have to show up in front of the judge. The police would pick them up. They would have to show up in front of the judge about what they were planning to do. All right, y'all. I'm going to leave this right here. Oh, let's go ahead and swing the pendulum. Think about your question. Think about your question. Hey, Ayana. Yes, happy Friday. I am on my straight 8. All right, y'all. Think about your question. And the answer is yes again. Oh, good. It's getting stronger. Yeah, it's getting real strong. It's like somebody decided that, whatever your question is, it's getting very strong. It's a strong yes. All right, y'all. Thank you so very much. We will see each other this evening. Have a wonderful Friday. I love you all so very much. Glad to see the new people in the chat. So I'm so glad that y'all are here. I love you all, and we will speak this evening. All right. Bye now.